Welcome back to the substandard leader in Lincoln videos. And yes, we're leaning on a Mustang, not a Lincoln. But of course, you guys know that I've got a bunch of Mustangs and one Lincoln and one drag van. So what are we doing? Well, after our last video, we were talking about, getting a carburetor off this car, and that's what we're fixing to do. We're just gonna borrow it, see what happens, and if that clears up our issue, we'll probably leave it on to go to the track, of course, and then we'll, at some point, money. I mean, we gotta buy a drive shaft for the Lincoln, we gotta buy axles for the Lincoln, and then maybe we gotta buy a carb for the Lincoln. I mean, I hate swapping parts around because I just don't like doing that. But, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So we'll put the carb on, see if that helps us out. Hopefully it does. I mean, it's kind of that's great if it does, and that sucks if it does. Because if it sucks, that means we realistically probably need to look at getting another carb. One thing I don't like about the 600 double pumpers is that you can't really upgrade them because the base plate is specific to that main body. So you can't make it a 650 or whatever. You're just stuck with it. Again, I didn't pay much for it. It's been a good little carb. I've definitely got my money out of it. And so I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out. So first things first is get the carb off of this. Shelby's digging a freaking hole. You dogs, man. Y'all some digging fools. So, all right, let's get to it. Well, we had a lot of kind of stuff going on with our little setup. We had to move the water pump over here because it was hitting the alternator. We thought we had enough clearance. It didn't work. We used the belt that we had off the fail TD technically, even though it's really not long enough. We couldn't find one last night locally, and we got one, but it was too long. So we're gonna have to order one or whatever. So we moved the coil over and put the water pump over here, and it's all ready to go. So at least that part of it works. I know this has nothing to do with making the car run better. I just, I got started on it, and and plus it's been it's drying up now, but it has literally, it's rained all day, and I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to even drive the car. And technically speaking, I mean, we still probably shouldn't be out messing around with it under power, but who knows? We're gonna change the carb now and just see where that gets us. while to get through the gears. Is our best run yet. So let's have us a conversation about it.
5.0 got it now, I think. Now I'll go to track and run like shit.
That right there, guys, that's what we're trying to outrun. I mean, it's, you know, we got a little cloud over here and stuff, but this is where it starts. And it comes blowing on in like bat out of hell. On a side note, here's our fuel pressure gauge. I haven't got the lights hooked up yet, but this is shift light fuel pressure gauge. You can see that is where I can see it. That's what works for me. I mean, is it the most aesthetically pleasing thing in the world? Probably not, but I need it to function, you know? I need it to function. And our line lock button, at some point we'll put like a, you know, when we have the money down probably in the next, hopefully, year or two. I know that sounds like forever. We'll put like a race column for a Mustang in here with a wheel, and then we'll be able to put our button up on the steering wheel where it's more convenient. But until then, you know, it is what it is. It's got a corded, it's got a spongy cord on it, slinky cord, but it gets all caught up in this stuff. So anyway, that's our that's our fuel pressure gauge, which I'm happy with. So, all right, let's get this stuff squared away. Woo! I wish that fan was on right there because it is getting a little heated up in this mug. We got us a belt for, it's a 26/8. It's a little tight, but we borrowed the one from the LTD. We'll probably just put this one on the LTD or move that, whatever. You know what we're doing. We got a replacement. Voila. Poo. No need for poo today, I don't think. I did bring a gas monkey shirt. All right. What did we find out? Did we figure out what the actual problem was? Well, we changed a couple of different things, and I know that's not the way you're supposed to do it. We can always retro back, but for right now, since it's running good, I'm not touching it. I mean, I ain't touching it. I want to zip tie the wires, make the, you know, roadkill zip tie wire holder. I'm not even doing that. I am not doing anything except putting gas in it. That's it. I might put a little bit of oil in it. I ain't touching it. It's a fluids check only. So we made, what, 3 or 4 pulls, and it was fine all the way. This carb, let's be honest, is not suited for this combination. Technically speaking, we could probably go down in jets a little bit, it's, you know, but I'm not touching it because it's running, and I'm just going to leave it alone. This isn't a permanent thing anyway. We're going to have to get a carb, or we're going to have to go back through our, I don't know. I've went through that thing a couple times now, and I'll be honest, it never seems to run right. I'm a fan of down leg boosters anyway. This has got straight legs. I'm not a huge fan of those. That's just a personal thing. So we are going to have to start looking around for like a carb, and this is, you know, this is what happens. It's just, this is where this car gets expensive, at least in my book. We have to buy axles. That's going to be $400. We got to custom order them from Moser, you know, and I hate going to the track. That's one thing. I hate going to the track and having to dance around the launch because I'm scared to break an axle, you know, especially if I'm driving it up there. So I don't like to run stock axles. That's just me. I don't like doing that. I've seen them break. I know people say, I knew a guy that ran 950s in the quarter on stock axles. Good for him. I'm not that guy. I mean, I'm not that guy. I've seen them break. So, you know, and when an axle breaks, that's it. You're done. You know, you can't get C-clip eliminators. Yes, I could do 9-inch ends. Now we're just moving the price farther and farther and farther away. You know what I mean? And it's just to make myself feel better. We also need to kind of get something going on with reinforcing the torque box a little bit. These are all future problems, but they cost money. Axles, I need a aluminum drive shaft. The drive shaft in these cars, like a factory, like a Mark 8, I mean, I could buy an aftermarket when they're $600-700. You know, we just spent $1,000 if we did that on axles and a drive shaft for this car. And for what? What are we really trying to do? We're trying to have a good time, but we're trying to do it without spending $1 million. The axles, I can't help it. That's something I just gotta buy. The drive shaft, I can get a Mark 8 aluminum one-piece drive shaft. It's high-speed rated. Is it any stronger? I don't really know, but whatever. So, but they're not giving them away either, but they're a lot less than $600 plus tax and shipping. So we got to get a drive shaft. We got to get axles. Now we're talking about getting a carburetor. You know, we literally have probably spent $1,000 that we don't have. So let's just be real about that too. And we've got other cars to work on that we want to work on and want to get going. So not trying to make excuses. I'm just giving you the reality of the situation. So when people say, you need to do this, you need to do that, we're like, man, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to keep all the cars happy, to keep myself happy, and to an extent keep you guys happy or whatever. So because yeah, I would love to go out and just order all that stuff for this car right now, because you know it's growing on me. It's growing on me, just like the Fail TD did. It's growing on me, and just like Pro Stock did, just like Crusty, it's growing on me. So yeah, but I can only do so much. So anyway, that's where we're at. We put old plug wires, old cap on it. We put another coil on it, didn't seem to help. We put new plugs in it, didn't seem to help. We put another carburetor on it, and that was debatable because the rows were wet. We put the old cap and wires on it, and now everything's fine. We also checked voltage, like I said, and we also checked our grounds. All the grounds are good. We've also got, from a performance standpoint, put an electric water pump on it. It's no big deal there. But it seems to be running good, and we got a fuel pressure gauge on now, so we can keep an eye on that. My Chinese fuel pump, which we were all bashing on, is working fine. Just saying. We all jumped right on that. And here we go. It's working like a champ. So China, I apologize. I ain't gonna salute like American, but China, I apologize. So anyway, so if the weather holds out and I've still got to get a hold of Kevin, then as a matter of fact, I'm gonna text him right when I get done doing this. See if we're gonna be able to pull, if he's willing, once again, thank you, brother. We're gonna pull the Lincoln up there, because that's another thing. Kevin's gonna have the 57, the 55. I had a 57 a long time, about 20 years ago, so that's why I say 57. Kevin's got the 55 going. In a moment of weakness, I had a 57. Kevin's gonna have the 55 going, and at that point, he's gonna want to trailer his car up there. So we're not gonna be able to trailer us up there. We're gonna have to make it where we can either drive it and I also gonna take Pro Stock up there. I got some stuff I need to get done on, move forward, domino effect on it too, so I need to get it going, or get it up there and get that done. But we're trying to maximize our ability to go to Kevin's generosity to get our car to the track before his trailer's gonna be loaded with his own car. And then at that point, I can't ask him not to take his car. That's stupid. So, but I'm just trying to make do as I can, especially since we don't have axles. So, and we also, the clutch of course works. And real quick, like, I know this is already a lot of talking. Real quick, like, let's talk about the combinations. Some people say, don't sound that. It's an 8.5-to-1 stock lopo with a tiny cam. I mean, the combo's listed in the description. I try and list this combo in the description of every current video, probably within the last year and a half. It's got a little tiny cam. It's like 218, 224, 50. I mean, it's 468. It's tiny. It's a little bitty baby cam. It's 8.5-to-1. It's got stock GT40s. Nothing wrong with that. It's got a dual plane stealth on. This ain't no kill. The car weighs 3,000 pounds. Not that that's heavy. I mean, that's not heavy, but it's different than Pro Stock, which is lighter. Has more cam, equivalent heads, single plane. I mean, it's just different. It's different cars, different combination. Same thing with Fail TD. You can't expect this to sound like them or run or feel or look like them. It's just not going to happen. But I feel confident. Hope is a dangerous thing. I feel confident that we have got it squared away now. We just got to get 60 foot. If you can't get the first 60 feet straight, ain't no use in worrying about the rest of it. So we're trying to get the 60 foot worked out a little bit, and then we're at least going to see what's going. And I'm bringing a Mountain Dew. I'm bringing a Mountain Dew, and by God, I'm drinking it tomorrow. If we race, I'm drinking it. That's happening. Pirate will be there. I'm sure Eric will be there. It'll be me and Kevin, so we should have a good time. Be some of the group there. So anyway, I appreciate you guys bearing with me on this. I know it's been a struggle and a lot of disappointments, but I think we're on the upswing now, which has happened quicker than it did with Fail TV. So, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel in all the ways that you guys do. Especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the substandard leader in 1 year only 7-second 8-mile Lincolns. That's right, I called it. And a bunch of junkie foxes. We'll see you guys in the next vid. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.